In a twist that nobody saw coming, one of the fastest American vehicles of the late 1970s was a truck. Exploiting a loophole in emissions regulations, Dodge installed a police spec 360 V8 into their step-side pickup, topped with an iconic vertical exhaust stack. The result was the Lil Red Express, a 155-mile-per-hour pickup that could outrun a Ferrari in contemporary road tests, proving American performance hadn't completely disappeared. This is the story of how Chrysler engineers thumbed their noses at regulations, saved American performance, and created what Car and Driver called the last American hot rod. The 1970s was a dark time for American performance cars. The 1973 oil crisis had sent gas prices soaring. Insurance companies were charging astronomical rates for anything with power, and most devastating of all, new emissions regulations had strangled the once mighty American V8. By 1978, the Corvette, which was America's sports car, was down to just 185 horsepower. The once mighty Mustang offered a wheezing 139 horses from its V8, and the Dodge Challenger was gone entirely, replaced by a rebadged Mitsubishi. Performance was, all by appearances, dead in America. But inside Chrysler's engineering department, a group of gearheads refused to accept defeat. Led by Tom Hoover, the same man who created the legendary 426 Hemi, these engineers were determined to find a way around the regulations that were choking the life out of American muscle. And they found one in trucks. The secret weapon to Chrysler's engineering team discovery was a simple regulatory loophole. While passengers faced strict emission requirements, light trucks were subject to far less stringent standards. So if you couldn't build a fast car, why not just build a fast truck? The plan centered around Dodge's D150 pickup truck, specifically the stylish Adventure SE model with its optional step-side bed, what Dodge called the Utiline bodyline style. The truck itself was handsome but unremarkable, and what would make it special was that they planned to put under the hood. The heart of the Little Red Express would be a modified version of the Chrysler 360 cubic inch V8, and not just any 360. This would be the E58 Police Interceptor version, the same engine that powered Dodge police cars in high-speed pursuits. It featured a forged crankshaft, high-performance camshaft, dual snorkel ankle intake, and large valves. Most critically, it would use the Lean Burn electronic spark control system, making its emissions compliance enough to satisfy regulars while still allowing all that real performance. But the engineers didn't stop there. To transform the police engine into something truly special, the team added high-flow cylinders heads from the 340 V8, a specially designed intake manifold, and a cold air induction system. The exhaust was pure hot rod, dual 2.5-inch exhaust feeding into chrome stacks mounted vertically behind the cab. Those stacks weren't just for show. By eliminating restrictive mufflers and catalytic converters, which was legal for trucks at the time, the system reduced back pressure and added approximately 30 horsepower. The final output was officially rated at 225 horsepower, which is modest by today's standards, but in 1978, this made it one of the most powerful American vehicles you could buy. The transmission was Chrysler's bulletproof A727 TorqueFlite 3-speed automatic, feeding power to a 355-to-1 rear axle. The combination gave the truck both impressive acceleration and decent highway cruising ability. To ensure the truck could handle the power, it received heavy-duty suspension components, including HD shocks and upgraded springs. It rode on a 15x8-inch wheel set and a raised white letter G6015 tires in the rear and GR6015s up front. As the name suggests, the Little Red Express came in exactly in one color, bright canyon red. The distinctive appearance was completed with gold pinstriping and Little Red Express truck decals on the doors and the tailgate. Inside the truck featured a wood grain dashboard, red upholstery, and an optional CB radio, a must-have accessory in the Smokey and the Bandit era. After all, if you're gonna drive the fastest American vehicle of 1978, you might need to keep an ear out for Smokies. A stepside bed featured real oak wood slats on the floor with polished stainless steel strips between them. This wasn't just a performance truck, it was a luxury statement as well, bringing hot rod aesthetics to a production vehicle. With its bright red paint, chrome stripes, and aggressive stance, the Little Red Express was anything but subtle. It announced its intentions from a mile away, a bold statement in any era, and in an era when performance was supposedly dead. When Car and Driver tested the Little Red Express for their July 1978 issue, they were shocked. Here was a truck, a pickup truck, that could accelerate from 0 to 100 miles per hour faster than a Ferrari 308, a Porsche 928, or even the Corvette. The numbers were impressive: 0 to 60 miles per hour in 7.1 seconds, the quarter mile in 15.71 seconds at 88 miles an hour. These figures might not raise eyebrows today, but in 1978 they made the Little Red the quickest American vehicle from 0 to 100 miles per hour that you could buy on the showroom floor. The truck's top speed was limited by the brick-like aerodynamics of a pickup with vertical exhaust stacks, but you could still push close to 120 miles per hour in reality. Not quite the 155 claimed in some marketing materials, but nonetheless impressive as heck. But raw speed wasn't even the best part. The best part was the sound. Those vertical stacks created a soundtrack unlike anything else on the road. A thundering, unmuffled V8 roar that echoed off buildings and turned heads everywhere it went. In an era of quiet, neutered engines, the Little Red Express sounded like an American muscle cars were supposed to sound. Dodge built 2,188 Little Red Express trucks in 1978, each with a price tag of $7,500, which is about $1,500 more than the standard D150 pickup. They sold every single one they made. The truck was more than just a commercial success. It was a statement. It proved that American performance wasn't dead. It was just hibernating, waiting for clever engineers to find a way around the constraints. And for 1979, Dodge brought the Little Red Express back with a few changes. The truck now had a flat hood instead of the previous slant design, and square headlights replaced the round ones. More importantly, stricter emissions regulations required catalytic converters, reducing the output slightly. Still, Dodge sold 5,118 of the 1979 models before discontinuing the truck because 1980 came around and the loophole had been closed. The glory days of the Little Red Express were over. Today, the Little Red Express is a sought-after collector vehicle. Good examples can fetch over $50,000 at auction, and pristine low-mileage trucks can command even more. The spirit of the Little Red Express lives on in modern Dodge vehicles. Like the Ram TRX and the Durango SRT, we see high-performance trucks and SUVs that carry forward the tradition of putting ridiculous power in practical packaging. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video on the Little Red Express, let me know. Hit the like and subscribe button below and let me know what you'd like to see next time. And until next time, keep your foot heavy and the exhaust loud.